How's it going, everyone? I am trying to figure out why this is not working for me. I don't know what's going on. Alright, let's see. I believe I can make this a picture in picture. There we go. Just give me a second here, guys. Trying to figure out how this application works. Alright. Alright. Now that I have that all figured out. Oof. Alright guys, I'm just going to edit this part out of the video anyway, so let's get right into the news today. I have a few articles pulled up for you guys. We're going to start right here with Fox News. This came out today at 7:05 p.m., so just about 2 hours ago. This is about the Border Patrol security stops hundreds of Chinese illegal immigrants in just 2 days as numbers soar. There has been more than a 6,000% increase in encounters of Chinese nationals at the border in the last few years. 6,000%. It's just absolutely insane. We have a testimony from William Kimball here. Let's check out what he's saying.
Choice Hotels is a family of brands that helps you get the most for your money so you can be any traveler you want to be.
You could be a free hot breakfast hero at a comfort hotel.
Yes!
That's how you waffle.
Mr. This script got a plot twist at a Radisson hotel.
A business big leaguer.
Go for key.
Even the ultimate pool float inflator.
With 22 brands and the best value for your money, Choice Hotels has a stay for any you. Book direct at choicehotels.com, where travels come true. Gotta get the corners.
Notwithstanding the cartel's roof.
I don't know why this is not working. Give me 1 second. My phone is being a huge piece of crap.
And greedy nature, they still rely on illicit enablers to supply precursor chemicals and money laundering services to carry out their unlawful agenda. To counter the dangerous threat of fentanyl waged by the cartels and their illicit enablers, the DEA has realigned all investigative resources to target the entire network and each step of the fentanyl supply chain. The fentanyl supply chain begins with Chinese chemical companies responsible for supplying precursor chemicals to the Sinaloa and Jalisco cartels. Money launderers represent the end of the supply chain and allow the entirety of the logistical network to remain profitable and operational. In our investigations, the DEA has witnessed the evolving trend of Chinese money laundering organizations becoming the prominent criminal groups, collaborating with the Sinaloa and Jalisco cartels to launder their dirty money.
Nice. That's wonderful. Please bear with me. I am trying to figure out this application. Plus, my AirPods are being a huge hunk of crap right now. It makes doing this kind of content stressful, and that's why I prefer it on my phone. So this says one border patrol sector has even seen over 200 Chinese migrants on 2 separate days this week, which is it by itself outpaces the entire number of total Chinese migrants encountered in the fiscal year of 2021. A Customs and Border Patrol CBP source told Fox News that on May 1st, May 2nd, Border Patrol San Diego sector had apprehended over 200 Chinese nationals each day. On Thursday, agents encountered 223 migrants after 262 on Wednesday. That means that more Chinese illegal immigrants crossed illegally into the sector in 2 days than its entire southern border in all of 2021. You guys see that? That's just crazy. Where 342 migrants were encountered. Numbers have increased dramatically since fiscal year 21. There were 1,970 encounters in fiscal year 2022, over 24,000 in fiscal year 23, and so far there have been over 24,200 encounters so far this year. Fox News reported last month that the number of Chinese nationals entering illegally has surged by over 6,300% since fiscal year 2021. Some migrants previously told Fox News that they are seeking a better life in the United States. My English is not very good, and I don't know anyone in the United States, one migrant said in March. Once I get to the United States, I know how I have to start all over again, but I want to live a good life in the future, and I want my children to be educated as well. I strive to take root in the United States as soon as possible. Oh boy. But some lawmakers have raised concerns about the potential espionage by the Chinese Communist Party CCP and the movement of fentanyl into the United States, which is often created in Mexico using Chinese precursors and then smuggled across the land border. Spike in illegal immigrants from the U.S. adversary blows lid off previous year's record. There have been numerous reports documented instances of Chinese nationals at the direction of the CCP engaging in espionage, stealing military and economic secrets. Lawmakers led by Senator Roger Marshall, Republican Can, said earlier this year, the Chinese illegal immigrant was detained in California after entering a Marine Corps base without authorization and ignoring orders to leave. In response to that incident, CBP has stressed that there will be consequences for those who enter the U.S. illegally, including those from China. DHS continues to enforce the United States immigration laws, expanding lawful pathways while strengthening enforcement consequences for those who cross our border unlawfully, the agency said. Individuals and families without a legal basis to remain in the United States are subject to removal. Pursuant to Title VIII, authorities are subject to a minimum 5-year ban on reapplying for admission and a potential crime prosecution if they subsequently re-enter without authorization. At a recent House Appropriations Committee, Acting ICE Director Patrick Letner was asked by Representative John Rutherford, Republican from, I believe that's Florida, to identify the top countries that are the most difficult to send back to nationals who are being deported from the U.S. Chinese nationals up 7,000% in the last 3 years. We've got Bhutan top of the list there. Cambodia, they've been challenging the People's Republic of China, although they've had some recent cautiously optimistic progress with the Chinese, so I want to say it's moving in the right direction there. He also said that ICE is working with both other DHS agencies in the State Department and trying to rectify recalcitrant countries, but noted that it's not an easy issue for them either, given other factors, including geopolitical issues. DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas recently told lawmakers in the House that there had recently been one deportation flight to China after he had spoken to officials in the Communist Party. All right, that does it for this article. Come over here and make sure everything's still going up right. All right, on to the next article, everybody. This is mob attack. UCLA police chief was ordered to create security plan but did not. Sources say it's posted 2 hours ago. Sorry guys, I'm super tired. I worked tower work today. First time in 7 months. Super tired. One morning before a mob attacked a pro-Palestinian student encampment at UCLA campus, police chief John Thomas assured university leaders that he could mobilize law enforcement in minutes, a miscalculation about 3 hours it took to actually bring in enough officers to quell the violence, according to 3 sources. Days earlier, leadership had directed Thomas to create a safety plan that would direct the UCLA community after the encampment was put up last week and began drawing agitators, the sources said. The chief was told to spare no expense to bring in the other UC police officers, offer overtime, and hire as many private security officers as he needed to keep up the pace. But Thomas did not provide a plan to senior UCLA leadership after he was again asked to provide one after skirmishes broke out between Israel supporters and pro-Palestinian advocates at the Dwellings rally Sunday. The account of Thomas's actions leading up to the attack was provided by 3 sources who are not authorized to speak publicly. Thomas did not immediately respond for requests to comment. UCLA also declined to comment, but internal calls are growing for the police chief to step aside as University California President Michael V. Drake initiates a independent review of the UCLA's response. The sources said the police chief reports to the Vice Chancellor Michael Beck, who oversees the UCLA Police Department and the Offices of Emergency Management. Beck did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Look at this, guys. We got some footage here. I'll go ahead and just skim kind of through it for you guys. Can you imagine if this was any kind of other supporter going on in the world right now? Imagine if these were Trump supporters. A spokesperson for Governor Gavin Newsom has also called for answers to explain the limited and delayed campus law enforcement responses at UCLA. UCLA Chancellor Gene Block described the attack in a statement as a dark chapter in our campus's history and said the university was carefully examining our own security processes in light of the recent events. Key questions involved when officials decided to bring in help from other agencies and whether help could have arrived sooner. Outside police forces generally do not enter the campuses without the university's approval, since it functions as an independent municipal entity through its own state land. I'm not going to read the entirety of the article. It's pretty long, and that covers quite the basics of the article. This is coming from Bing. And we also have bird flu, which is pretty interesting. So we got bird flu vaccine bird flu may infect cows outside the U.S., says who? Sorry about that. This is by Reuters. Geneva, Reuters. There is a risk of the H1N1 bird virus present in many wild birds may infect cows in countries beyond the United States as they migrate. A World Health Organization official said Tuesday U.S. officials are seeking to verify the safety of milk and meat after confirming that H5N1 virus in 34 dairy cattle herds in 9 states since late March and 1 person in Texas. With the virus carried around the world by migratory birds, certainly there is a risk for cows in other countries to be getting infected. Wang Jingsheng, head of WHO's Global Influenza Program, said at a news briefing in Geneva, the virus is widespread among wild birds in the United States and sometimes infects poultry and even some outdoor cats, but until now it has been rare in cows. Zhang reiterated that the United Nations agency deems the overall public health risk posed by the virus to be low, but urged vigilance, especially among farm workers. While the virus is not thought to be able to spread through milk, wow, that's nuts. Zhang repeated long-standing WHO advice to only consume pasteurized milk. Asked to evaluate U.S. transparency on the outbreak, so far Zhang said that the global body had received regular updates and praised a decision to share the virus's genetic sequence early. I don't know why my headphones keep doing this.
He did not have any typical flu symptoms, no fever, no coughing, no sneezing. He did have a bad case of pink eye. Swabs of the man's eye and nose showed the same strain of bird flu that was circulating in dairy cows. He was treated with Tamiflu and told to isolate as he recovered. But there's a real concern that the virus could mutate as it spreads from birds to cows and humans, and that there may be more cases out there. NBC's Erica Edwards is joining us now. Erica, how concerning is the threat that this virus could spread on cattle farms. Let's just first talk about farms itself.
Yeah, well, it's pretty clear that this virus has been spreading undetected on dairy farms for months and will likely continue to spread. So far, more than 100 people have been asked to monitor themselves for symptoms after coming into contact with a sick cow. About 20.
Really, ad? Sorry about that, guys. We have a 12-second ad trying to budge its way into time.
25 of those have been tested. So far, all of those test results have come back negative. And there's no evidence yet that this is spreading from person to person, but you're exactly right. That's the fear, that the longer this circulates uncontrolled among cattle, the more likely it will be that it could mutate to spread more easily from person to person. The report's authors today said that rapid implementation of preventive measures is recommended to reduce human exposures to any infected animals and environments contaminated by them. And experts say that there are very likely additional cases because a lot of farmers simply don't want to be tested for fear that a positive result will impact their livelihood. Tom?
Absolutely.
Crazy, guys. So it goes on to say, I do think that the collaboration with the U.S. CDC Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the information we received so far enables us to monitor the situation and update the preparedness measures. This is coming from Microsoft, Bing. We also have some more articles covering this. 3 days ago, bird flu may infect cows outside the United States. 15 days ago, risk of bird flu spreading to humans. 10 hours ago, CDC says bird flu viruses post-pandemic potential. 14 days ago, World Health Organization top scientist sounds alarm about bird flu and the need for vaccine development. It just goes on and on and on. Like, it's absolutely insane how much information is coming up about the bird flu season right now. Okay, let's see what the CDC had to say about this. This is coming from Alexander Tin 11 hours ago. This is a 4-minute read. It says bird flu continues to appear to pose a low-level risk to the general public for now. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says, but the agency's scientists ran into roadblocks investigating a human case of the pandemic potential virus this year, they said in a new report. Epidemiologists from the agency were ultimately unable to access a Texas diary from where a human was infected with the virus in March. They disclosed the attachments in the report published Friday, but the New England Journal of Medicine that prevented investigators from being able to investigate how workers might have been exposed to this virus was on the firm. That is because the dairy worker who came in to a Texas field office for testing did not disclose the names of their workplace, said Laura Antone, a spokesperson for Texas Department of State Health Services. They were also unable to collect a follow-up of samples from the dairy farm worker or their contacts, which have been revealed missed cases, as well as tracking the virus antibodies against the body in the case of an infection. Give me 1 second, everyone, making sure I'm still live over here. All right. The virus had been circulating in cows for an estimated 4 months before it was confirmed by labs on March 25th, according to a draft report from the United States Department of Agriculture. Scientists revealed Thursday a mutation of the virus in wild birds, a specific clade of virus that scientists called 2.3.4.4b, appears to have been enabled bird flu to jump into cows. Multiple herds will often and more likely infect during that initial spillover during birds migrated north, officials say. So I'm going to continue on to the next article. This is all the information regarding the H1N1 bird flu and vaccination. If you guys are interested in this article, heading on to War News 24/7. It says superhuman efforts of the Ukrainians to intercept the Iron Fist of the First Guards Army. Kotlaroka also fell in northeastern Kyiv. Wow, this is probably going to be a long article, isn't it? All right, let's get into it. This is going to be the last article for tonight, everyone. Give me 1 minute. All right. So it says Ukrainian forces are making superhuman efforts to contain the offensives of the First Guards Armored Army in northeastern Kharkiv. Today, Kyiv lost its second settlement and is under immediate danger. Ukrainian forces say that there are not enough anti-tank weapons to attack Russian tanks. They must have asked for reserves to be rushed in because the risk of total breach of the front is more than visible. Forces of the First Guard Armored Army Katalarokha and continue their advance in the direction of Kupiansk and outflanked and several Ukrainian defenses. In recent hours, Russian troops have expanded the zero of control zone to the east of the Kharkiv region by several square kilometers. Their main promotion takes place in the settlement of Katalarokha, the surrounding area. Successful Russian offensive actions in this direction not only allow control to new areas, but prevent the transfer of significant Ukrainian reserves to the Donbass. You got some videos here? That's just absolutely nuts. Wow. Okay, we also have this video. It says the First Army continues its advance, serious danger for Kyiv. At the same time, units of the 47th Division broke through many lines of defense of Ukrainian forces continue to advance, Russian military officials say. A similar situation to what Ukrainian forces experienced in Olorogha and Tanake in northwest Avdiivka in the beginning is about to unfold. Ukrainian troops first retreat, then try to regroup, rotates its units, and make up for their losses. Ukrainian reserves are arriving in the region for the neighboring Kirillovka, Pishukane, and Lashkiva regions, where reinforcements have been concentrated. Some Ukrainian units are filling trenches and bunkers in an attempt to prevent a repeat of Ohiritino scenario. The main objective of the Ukrainian armed forces is to prevent Russian forces from reaching Pishane via the railway and there to Kirillovka and Kupiansk use Lvovo station. We got some more videos here. We have another video. We have another map right here. And here is another map directly highlighting what's going on in the region. Here's a close-up. So everyone, that is going to do it for tonight's video. I just wanted to come out here and give you guys a live stream before I went to bed. I've got to climb a tower tomorrow and I am pretty tired. I'm not going to be able to get through all of the articles I found today. I just picked a hand select few that I thought that were worth you guys' time. Thank you guys so so much for coming out to the video, watching the content, sharing the content. I hit over 300 subscribers today on my TikTok, and if any of you guys are not subscribed to the channel, please leave a like and leave a subscribe down in the video description below. If you guys found this video informative, if you guys found out some new information that you guys had not seen before, or if you guys may know or know of anyone who could really use this information or is interested in this information and is having a hard time finding it for themselves. Thank you everyone for coming. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay safe, stay informed. Bye bye.